everyone, this is Pete, and welcome back to Atari ST A to Z, a series of short playthroughs of Atari ST games, some which I grew up with and some which are new to me. Today is one of the former. Today we're looking at a game called Eyeball. This was a 1987 release originally for Commodore 64, ZX Spectrum and Amstrad CPC, subsequently ported to Atari ST by Paragon Software. Now, the C64 original version of this game was noteworthy for its Rob Hubbard soundtrack that was sort of composed at the request of the game designer to pay homage to a band called Cabaret Voltaire, and specifically two of their songs called Whip Blow and I Want You. Now, unfortunately, this music seems to have gone astray in the 16-bit version and replaced with a completely original composition. It's still a pretty good composition, but it's not the original one that this game is originally famous for. Now, it was pretty well received at the time of its original release, particularly in its 8-bit incarnations, but modern players find themselves really struggling with its very high level of difficulty, so God knows how we're going to get on with it today. Before we do that though, let's have a quick look at the packaging. So here we are. This is the ST version's packaging. This was released by Telecomsoft's Silverbird label, which I believe, if I remember correctly, put out most of their budget releases. And you can see up here we've got the original price of it, £9.95, which was quite expensive compared to 8-bit software of the time, which tended to be the sort of £1.99 or £2.99 mark on cassette. But £9.95 was considered a reasonable budget price for the Atari ST, with most full price stuff tending to be around the sort of £19.99 to £24.95 mark. So, here's the back of the box showing a few screenshots. And inside we've got just a single disc, properly Telecomsoft branded. And then the instructions are inside the inlay in 3 different languages. So here's the setup. The totally evil Terry Ball has captured your spherical pals, Lovable, Eddie Ball, Glow Ball and No Ball. Armed only with a bubble gun, you must enter Terry Ball's domain and struggle through the 16 defense zones. You'll find a pal to rescue at the end of every 4th defense zone. Each zone will offer a constant barrage of obstacles. Glowing ones are electrified and will electrocute your ball on contact. Terry Ball has also populated these zones with such nasties as donuts, microwave ovens and roulette wheels, which are harmless when they first appear but become highly dangerous when they stop flashing. However, do not despair, for as you negotiate these deadly zones, power discs will be created. If your ball picks one up, he will receive either a piece of weaponry or a bonus of some kind. So what we've got here basically is a vertically scrolling shoot 'em up with quite a detailed power-up system, from what I recall. But it's not a constantly scrolling vertical scroller. It's one where you sort of control your pace through the level. But with how quickly the enemies spawn in this game, you'll probably want to try and keep moving as much as possible. Now, I remember being kind of crap at this back in the day, so I dread to think what I'm like after a how many year break? Certainly a very long break. Let's put it that way. Anyway, let's go see how I get on. Let's go play Eyeball. Eyeball! That's what we're doing today. Eyeball from Firebird with a conversion by Paragon Software. So, this is a nightmarishly difficult shoot 'em up, as you'll see. Let's jump right in and have a go. So you see right from the outset you are absolutely beset with enemies who are temporarily harmless while they are flashing in that sort of red colour. And those sort of yellow rotating objects that you occasionally see, those are the power-ups that you need to try and grab. And as you grab those, that will provide you with the power-ups that are indicated on the status bar over on the right. Occasionally it will just give you extra score, which is pretty useless, as you can imagine. Uh-oh.
Oh no!
No, no. You do keep your power-ups when you die though, which is nice. But yeah, best thing to do in this game is just keep moving as much as you can. Try not to shoot the power-ups like I just did. Negotiate your way through the hazards. Make it to the end of the level. And continue on your way. So obviously the flashing scenery there
will hurt you if you touch it, so you need to try and avoid that.
Oh no!
Because otherwise you'll get an "oh no!" and it will set you back a short distance. I do like the fact... oh god. I do like the fact that this game incorporated checkpoints. In fact, this is one of the earliest games of this type that I remember having a sort of checkpoint system that meant that you didn't go all the way back to the beginning of the level if you died. Although that said, I don't really know how you get through this bit here. Oh, like that. By just hoping and praying, basically.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah, there's some slightly questionable design going on there, where you sort of bounce off the walls, and there's not quite enough space to be able to... oops. Not quite enough space to be able to squeeze through with any great reliability. Anyway, let's have another go at that. That actually wasn't quite as bad as I was expecting. It's like if you read anything from modern players having a go at this game for the first time, so much of it is sort of going, oh my god, this game is impossible, how can anyone play this? And I can sort of understand that, because with the sort of randomised nature of how the enemies spawn and just how many of them there are constantly, it's kind of easy to understand how people would get a bit daunted by what was being expected of them. And it also seems like getting the power-ups may be dependent on how many enemies you've shot as well. So let's try shooting a few more this time, and we'll hopefully get a few more power-ups appearing. Yeah, there we are. I do like the enemy designs in this, actually.
Oh no!
They're sort of weird and otherworldly, which sort of fits with the whole aesthetic of the game.
Oh no!
With like this whole idea that you are this weird flying ball thing and you're trying to rescue your other weird flying ball thing friends from the clutches of an evil flying ball thing.
Oh no!
Oh, you can squeeze through there, you just have to not bounce around like an idiot. So rather than trying to go diagonally, you just need to get in position and squeeze through there. That makes more sense. Yeah, okay. So just... oh, that's a dead end. So you just have to sort of take your time a bit more.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Game over.
Game over. Right, we're getting this now. We're getting this now. You can play this with mouse if you are crazy. I don't know why you would ever want to do that, but yeah, the option is there should you so desire. But given how sort of floaty and imprecise feeling that the joystick controls are in this, it's kind of hard to imagine why anyone would ever want to do that. Oh yeah, I forgot about that as well. If you hold down the fire button, you can sort of rapid fire as much as you want, but your laser will also overheat if you do that, so
Oh no!
don't do that. This is going terribly. I do like the music in this. It's not... as I said in the intro, it's not the famous Rob Hubbard pastiche that was commissioned for the original 8-bit versions of this, but you know what? Having listened to the Rob Hubbard version, I actually think I like this version a bit more. That's probably sacrilegious to say that, I know, but you know, whatever. Whatever.
Game over.
God, I suck. Right, come on. Yeah, I have never got far enough to be able to rescue even one of the 4 friendly balls in this one. So I don't know what happens, or if there's any sort of fancy speech when that happens, or what bonus you get. And I suspect today is probably going to continue with that pattern. But, well, I'm doing what I can. Give me the laser. I like the laser.
Oh no!
I will accept death in exchange for the laser. It's a worthwhile price to pay. Because being able to shoot sideways in this is extremely useful.
Oh no!
Oh no! Yeah, this is such a tricky game. But it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not a bad game. It's not so hard that it's insurmountable. It's just hard. And it's one of those games I can imagine if you spent a decent amount of time with, you would gradually feel yourself getting noticeably better at.
Oh no!
Although in my case, I think I'm getting worse with each passing playthrough.
Oh no!
Oh no. I would like to beat that second level. I'm not going to promise that I'm going to do that, but I'm going to have another couple of goes and see if we can... see how far we can get. So I got a reasonable distance through on that first attempt.
Oh no!
Oh no. Right back to the beginning. Hush. So basically, I think if you kind of tap the fire button rather than
No!
holding it down, you can fire almost as quickly, but you don't seem to run into that overheating problem. So this is a game where you will probably either want to invest in an auto-fire joystick if playing on original hardware, or at the very least a joystick or gamepad with a comfortable fire button. So I'm playing this on a gamepad right now, so actually pressing the fire button repeatedly isn't too uncomfortable. Oh, new power-up. Smart missile! That sounds like fun. What does that do?
Oh no!
Doesn't appear to do anything. Do I have to press something for that to... Oh, I haven't got it anymore. I'm pressing spacebar seems to do something, but it doesn't appear to... I don't know. I don't know, I'm confused. Well, we can reliably finish level 1, that's good, isn't it?
Oh no!
No, no. It's difficult because you want the power-ups, but you also want to keep moving forwards, because if you get too hung up on attacking enemies, then it's quite difficult to make progress. Oh dear. Right, again. Give me that. At the very least, you want the laser. so that you can fire sideways. I have no idea what the later power-ups are. I don't even know if it's possible to get them. Right, I would like that. Oh no, I shot it! Shit. Oh, I shot it again! Bollocks! Quite. Oh, I keep shooting the bloody power-ups. Right, there's one. Extra score. So next one will be smart missiles, which don't appear to do anything, but if I don't press spacebar, I should be able to get the power-up after that. Right, so just carefully... Oh no, there are too many enemies to be able to get that reliably. Right, so there's smart missiles. So don't press anything. Bullet spray!
Oh no!
Oh, okay. So beyond the first laser, you lose a power-up every time you lose a life. So I was wrong. It's not that you don't lose power-ups when you die, it's that you don't lose the first 2 power-ups. Which is good, because those are probably the most useful ones. An increase in speed and the ability to fire sideways. Bullet spray is quite useful though, being able to fire in both directions at once. Oh, I shot it. Let me... Thank you. Oh, I don't really want to go that way.
Oh no!
Oh, you have to go that way. That's a nightmare.
Oh no!
Right, so you can...
Game over.
Last try. This is the last try, because if you actually do have to sneak up the side past that flashing red thing, that's near impossible. Not completely impossible, but you see, it just seems to be an almost chance. Because the way you bounce off the scenery and off the side of the screen just seems a little bit too random. I wonder if you can just hang around one area and get all the power-ups. I suppose the time limit would discourage you from doing that, wouldn't it? But I mean, there's nothing stopping you taking your time a bit more. Alright, there we are, up to bullet spray already. So now we can fire in both directions at once. Which already makes the enemies a bit less of a threat.
Oh no!
Oh no! As long as you don't run into one like I incompetently did there. Alright, give me that. And then give me whatever the next one is as well. Or I'll shoot it, that's good too. And again. Oh, it would spawn down there, wouldn't it? Fuck it, next level.
Oh no!
Oh no. Now I lost my bullet spray.
Oh no!
And my smart missiles, not that they did anything whatsoever. Let's just move. Get through the gap. Thank you very much.
Oh no! Game over.
Ah, it's impossible. It's not impossible. It's just very, very difficult. But, you know, there comes a point where you sort of reach the limit of your skills and you just think, am I having fun? I don't know. It's hard to say. That game is a challenge. There's a certain degree of satisfaction to it. But, I don't know. It's a game you'd need to sort of practice to get good at. And I'm not sure the payoff is worth it because things like the enemy placement and stuff is so randomized throughout the game that there's not so much a feeling of kind of progression. You're not really seeing new things. You're just sort of trying to score as many points as you can. And I mean, I guess that was the point of sort of early arcade games and so on. But by the point this came out, and on a 16-bit platform, people perhaps expected just a little bit more from what they got. Yeah, so not a bad game by any means, but one you can expect to swear at quite a bit. Anyway, that was Eyeball by Firebird, converted to Atari ST by Paragon. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please help out the channel by leaving a like or a comment and subscribing. New episodes of Atari A to Z are on Tuesdays and Atari ST A to Z on Thursdays. Check out atariatoz.wordpress.com for a full archive. Do please also check out my other projects moegamer.net, where I explore Japanese and Japanese-inspired games from yesterday and today, and videopackgames.wordpress.com, which aims to catalogue the small but well-formed library of the Philips G7000 Videopack computer, also known as the Magnavox Odyssey 2. You can also support my work on Patreon or buy me a coffee. You can find links to do both down in the video description. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.